Hello, hello, hello. We are here again. This is the Tina Speaks Show. Thank you for being here. We are having this conversation in reference to theater, community, a conversation that we started a little while ago and we're continuing now. The organization that I have in the studio with me today is the NAACP, and I love this organization. They're one of the community building organizations that really made a difference for me as a young adult. Them and the National Urban League and a few individuals who made sure I made it to all those meetings, even though I thought at the time they were torturing me, but I realized it was the game changer in my life. When we come back, we're going to continue this conversation, and we're going to talk about something that I had no idea about until maybe last week when Mr. Kim Jackson came here and told me that there was such a thing as a theater program for the NAACP, and they're here in Southern California. I feel honored and humbled that I get to introduce them to you. We'll be right back here on Tina Speaks, and we're going to jump right into the conversation. Okay, we're back, and this is Tina Michelle of Tina Speaks. Thank you for being here. Again, we have some wonderful people in the studio. I think every week I have wonderful people in the studio. That's why this is the fastest hour on internet, TV, or radio, I promise you. Promise you. But in our studio, we have the representatives of the NAACP theater group. Now, it's an award ceremony, it's a live event, it's a reception, it's a long form, it's a short form. They have a lot of stuff going on this weekend when they have these things scheduled out. So I want them to tell you themselves what's going on. When I tried to wrap my head around it, I said, okay, wait, there's these 10-minute theater things, and there's these workshops, and wait a second. I want people to get it. I want them to come. I want them to know why they need to be there. So here we are again, here on Tina Speaks. Hello, all.
Hello. Hello.
Thank you for being here again. We have some wonderful people here, and the whole studio's full, and I love that, love that, love that. But I would like for you all to introduce yourselves to our audience so they can engage in the conversation. We can start from the beautiful lady right here, and we'll go around the room.
Hi, my name is Aloma Wright.
Mm-hmm. Welcome, Aloma.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Cosman Russell, executive producer of Cosman Russell Productions and playwright.
Wonderful. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you. It's an honor.
There's a face that I know and I'm familiar with. Please introduce yourself.
And my name is Ron Hassan, and I am the president of the Beverly Hills Hollywood branch of the NAACP.
Very good. Thank you, Ron Hassan. Welcome. On the other side, you still have to introduce yourself again.
I'm Kim Jackson, the producer for the 10-minute play.
Welcome, Kim. Again, thank you for being here with us. And then we have one more person.
Joshua Irwin, IT coordinator, Beverly Hills Hollywood NAACP.
I know that's different. IT coordinator.
IT coordinator.
I'm probably going to have a lot of questions for you. We're talking about theater. We didn't even think about
Hope I can
that there's an
find one.
IT coordinator. Okay, got it. Thank you. Welcome for being here, Joshua.
Thank you.
Well, last week when we had Kevin in the room and we had Kim in the room, we had this wonderful Tasha, wonderful monologue presentation. That was so amazing. Kevin did it. That I was, whatever he was angry at that time, I wanted to go and get a bat and a stick and whatever and just join him in the fight. I was joining that day. It was just awesome. And another thing that we did discuss is that when I was younger, I had the opportunity to take some theater classes in New York. I went to Tisch School of the Arts, so I was more of a musician than anything else. But during the summer, I did camp at the Actors Studio, which is HB. They did it right in the middle of Greenwich Village, so you had to sit there and either you had chops or not. You were going to freeze in the middle of, Washington Square Park, and you're going to be part of the scenery. So I knew that those skill sets actually contributed to my life everywhere else. Right? Learning how to speak, learning how to present, learning how to fill a room, learning how to get rapport, learning how to move my energy around on the stage. That made a difference at the age of 17 years old on how I was able to language my life so I can get where I wanted to go.
Wow.
So it became a conversation while we were talking. I'm going, that's really the beginning for me when it came to me communicating with the world around me who I was having these skill sets that I learned in theater, even when it came to my performance for music, presentations for business, communicating clearly to my family, just saying the right things, and then now being a speaker, a life coach, and whatever else we're doing to distribute this content of hope and transformation. That's those skill sets where it began for me. So what I've been saying to the audience is this is not just about a little group of people coming together or even a cultural group of people based on a specific distinction of color. This is about celebrating a culture and a community and being able to communicate.
Exactly.
So thank you. Thank you for being here, and I applaud you because I didn't realize that was everything to me. I was a shy little girl. If I couldn't communicate, I wouldn't have gotten anywhere.
Absolutely.
Anywhere. So please tell me about this play you guys are doing now, because we heard about the shorter plays. Now I want to hear about the long forms, because I think that's going to be very special for the community that comes to view.
Okay. Again, we're honored to have the opportunity to present The Mediation. That's a play that I wrote, and again, I'm Cosman Russell, and I have my business partner as well as the lead actress in the piece, Aloma Wright. And the play deals with relationship, and it deals with the malfunction, dysfunction, the challenges of relationships. Oftentimes we feel that there's one thing that causes a relationship to go awry, but once you sit down and communicate, as you were saying, is so key and so essential in life. Once you really peel away the layers of a relationship, you understand that it's very dynamic and very complex and very essential that you just communicate to understand why relationships are elevated, why relationships work, why relationships disintegrate. And I decided as a playwright to just address that issue so that it will provoke thought and inspire individuals to just go out and talk amongst themselves in regards to their relationships.
In regards, it's amazing too when you're watching media, and my audience is accustomed to this when I say to them, figure out who you need to be to do it today. It's not about watching content and just being in the room with some stuff piping into your ears. It's about understanding the context to execute.
Absolutely.
So when you have you wrote a play, and now you're having a performance, you're actually displaying skill sets. People are going to be coming away with skill sets just because they're watching you guys try to play this out, right? They spend $300 an hour in a shrink's couch just to have the same type of role play.
Absolutely.
Demonstrated. So it's valuable. I'm just saying it's valuable.
Absolutely.
All right, so what are some of your favorite points of the play? You're the writer. I
again,
mean, that's hard to watch people speak your words and sort of play it out. And do you sit there like, is it going to be right? Is it going to be right? Or
No, because as I'm watching it, actually I become engrossed and I'm an audience member. When I put the pen to the paper and then I collaborate with my director and the actors before we go into the rehearsal process, I take the journey along with them. And so then when we sit down and go through the rehearsal process, I become an audience member and I too learn from the story. I too am, quote unquote, ministered to by the story, inspired by the story.
and it's different each time, isn't it?
Absolutely.
In your experience.
Absolutely. You mean for each
For you- I mean,
for
each
the
person.
different subject matter that I write on?
When
or-
you say minister, I think about the fact that, sometimes we who speak, you have the same soundbite you're sort of saying over and over again. You have to go in and jump in and find the inspiration for it to be fresh and new. But I don't get bored at all. I don't know what it is. It just seems like I hear something different every time I hear something, even though it's the same text. It's sort of like what Acting 101 when they say, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it, right? You have these different
Absolutely.
relationships with the words in the
Absolutely.
space.
It
And
also depends upon where you are. If you've grown as a person, then you're
Yeah.
going to receive something different from it, no matter even if you hear it 20 years from now. It may mean something different to you because if you've grown as a person spiritually,
Yes,
so you will
I
receive a
noticed that
different
also
application.
just recently. And I keep looking at her, right, and I'm going, I know I've seen her
I'm gonna
before,
tell you.
and I feel like she's been in my house, so it has to be on television. It can't be.
It was in your house.
I feel like you've been in my house. Like I know you. I know you know you
Okay.
without knowing you.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Of my resume is Scrubs for 8 years. Nurse
Okay.
Nurse Roberts. Nurse Maxine on Days of Our Lives for the last 5 years.
Oh wow.
Johnson Family Vacation. I was Cedric and Steve Harvey's mama.
Okay.
Kingdom Come.
Now I see I've watched that over and over. I hate to say it. But it's one of those movies that make me happy. It just makes me crack up.
Yeah. So
In
maybe
Kingdom Come, you were also.
Kingdom Come, I was the little old lady with the woman, the man on the couch with the oxygen. And then the brothers, that was Bill Bellamy's mom. Still my
Okay.
favorite line is, talking about my husband that left me for a white woman. And he said, Mama, they ain't all white. And I say, if they ain't black, they white. And he say, well, what about a Mexican woman? She a white woman with a taco. She said, well, what about a Oriental woman? I say, a woman who don't speak English. Those are still some of my most favorite lines that have ever been written. Gary Hardwick is one of my favorite writers, as well as my business partner here, Cosmin Russell. I do his stuff in theater, so.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know you, especially if you said Scrubs for 8 years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, middle of the night. I still watch the reruns. There's certain things that we don't realize as theater's performance. It's a craft. You're watching someone's skill set. Even though you're sitting there eating some popcorn and drinking a beer or whatever, this is a skill set you're watching every single day before you. And I recognize that when I see the different pieces of work from the same artist.
Yes.
And I'll go, oh my God, that is you. That means I don't even know it's you.
Wow.
You've jumped so deep into your character that I have no idea that it's even you at the moment, which is amazing.
It's a gift.
It's a gift. It makes it
It's a gift.
seamless.
Yes. Yes.
So that means when people come to this play, they get to see you in a whole different.
And they will. It will be an entirely different character than they've ever seen. As well as we did the dealership in North Carolina at the
National
March
Black
Fest.
Theater Festival.
Yeah, and I can walk out after the show and no one even knows who I am. And I kind of like that because it gives me a freedom to walk around the city and be
Live
who I
life.
am and enjoy life. Exactly. Exactly.
To piggyback on that, if I may.
Yes.
Aloma's, as well as most of the actors that I have the privilege of working with, their performances and presentations are so effortless. And the reason for that is because they just totally engross themselves in the characters, lose themselves in the characters. So therefore, when the audience is watching and experiencing this, they are involved in the story.
Yes.
They are involved in the plot, the theme, the journey. So they're not looking at the actors. They're not feeling or identifying with celebrity. They are totally involved in the stories because of the skill set of the presentation of these
And that's the part that
professionals.
I actually respect and enjoy, that this is your work, right? I see a lot of people say, oh, this person's on the street. I see them walking in the street. Being from New York, maybe I'm a little jaded because we see all kinds of people walking the street and we're like, yeah, whatever. Whatever. But also, that's their job, right? So they're on their personal time.
Well,
You know,
mine
so I'm
for
sort of
me
like,
is a
leave it
little
alone.
different. You know, for me it is a ministry, and I never know where it's going to stop, start or end. A lot of times for me, my job may end at the audition. I may not make it onto the set. I may not get to do the work. I may not get the paycheck.
But you're sharing and transferring yourself at all times.
Or whatever it is that, the Father has for me to do that day.
That's awesome. I love that. But when I think of this is your job, meaning respect this person as you see them walking through the street, right? They're not they're not a thing. They don't.
No.
Their lives are their business. Mind your business, right? They're sharing with you. I just don't. I noticed I just don't like that. I think for a long time I've been offered to do different things in TV and media. I like radio because it became a ministry for me. I was just that person who's like, okay, you're not alone. You can do it. I have the phone number. I have whatever you need to get you through the night. But when it came to do television, I was like, why? I don't get it. Like, I really don't get it. It's just mass, just everywhere. Until he said, you've been doing radio forever. Why don't we shoot you doing radio?
Right.
And it made sense to me because it is ministry.
Yes.
But I said
yes.
I'll always be very careful to respect the craft and the lives of the people that are there. But if it's not on camera, if it's not mentioned in public, then I'm not mentioning it. Because it's a matter of respect. And I remember hearing a long time ago, Frank Sinatra, when someone approached him in Central Park, and they were like, oh, you're Frank, and they're trying to grab him. He was like, that's my job. I'm here with my kids right now.
Okay.
This is my private time. That always impacted me because I always want to make sure I'm respectful of that.
There is a certain level of stardom that you lose that. You lose that. At the level that I am in my craft, in my work, I don't lose it often, and I'm approached, but I don't mind.
Yeah.
I don't mind. And when I take the time to sit down and talk with someone, what I hear back in response is, well, you're just a normal person. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am.
Yeah, we're all people.
That's
we're
right.
Just folk.
That's
At the end of
right.
the day.
There you go.
So I'm looking at my friend over here across the table, Mr. Ron. You must be proud of this vision that is culminating.
Well, the uniqueness of all of this, and it's so good to hear these professionals share their experiences in terms of what theater means to them, because the craft itself is such a unique feature that so many young people really aspire to get into this craft, but really don't understand it. What it takes to be a good actress, what it takes to be a good playwright, what it takes to just be a professional in this field. So it's great when we have folks like this in front of you talking to this audience, sharing what it's like to be in the world of performing arts, in particular theater. So really part of what we do in the NAACP is to help to bring this out to the public,
Yeah.
to allow people the opportunity to share their dreams, to see what theater is all about, to hear it from professionals like this, and then to be able to walk away and say, gee, I think I can do that, or geez, I really would like to do that, or geez, I really have a better understanding of what it is. Because this goes beyond what you just see on the television or what you hear. You're actually up close and personal with people who are in the profession and are doing the things that these great folks, these good professionals that are here that are doing. So that's what we're all about from an NAACP perspective with our theater festival, is being able to acknowledge, to be able to honor and to be able to share this profession with the public in that respect there.
And I love what you're doing. We're going to take a quick break here on Tina Speaks. We'll be right back. Okay.
This is a warrior's chant. The sound of the battle, the cry, a movement of people. This is our way to freedom. This is a warrior's chant. The sound of the battle, the cry, a movement of people. This is our way to freedom.
It's time to get free.
This is a
Revolution,
the sound of the battle.
movement of people. It's time to get free. Tell us how to live our lives. Tell us how to steal our pride. Who are they to tell us if we can win or lose? Raise your voice and break the box. It's time to free the truth. I'm a solution. Movement of people. It's time to get free. Get free. I'm a solution. Movement of people. It's time to get free. Get free. I know you're tired of the war. We are soul survivors. Let's get down. Free your mind. Let's make our purpose clear. 'Cause we're about to set it off with those with ears here. I'm a solution. Movement of people. It's time to get free. Get free now. I'm a solution. Movement of people. It's time to get free. Get free. Come on, people. I know you're tired. Come on, get free. I know you're weary. Come on, get free. You are beautiful. Come on, get free. I know you're tired. I'm a solution. Movement of people. It's time to get free. I'm a solution. Movement of people. It's time to get free. It's time to get free. I'm a solution. Movement of people. It's time to get free.
Okay, we are back. That is I Am Isis, her new single, Get Free, which she's doing a tour right now in reference to what is actually freedom. She's asking this question, what is freedom? And why do I have this chick on the show? Why am I showing her video? Isis is a good friend of mine, and I have been supporting her work, which she also calls a ministry, for years and years. So now she's having this conversation worldwide because she wants people to actually get in their bodies and decide what would it take for freedom to live inside of me. So check her out, IamIsis.com. We're back in this conversation talking about theater with the Thespians and NAACP. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, I have this document here. Very beautiful. NAACP Theater Awards. This is a classy, classy, classy event. When I look through the pages of this magazine, book, playbill, it's all of that, right? I see some of the faces of people that we see every day in movie and theater, on television, the people that surround our lives. That's who's going to be at this event, these type of people. This is probably one of those few opportunities where instead of watching through your little box some of the brands that you love and would like to get to know, they're going to be on the stage before you. So make sure you go over to the website, get your ticket, get involved. When we left, we were talking to Mr. Ron about the organization.
Yes.
When did you get involved with the NAACP in general?
Oh, geez. Goes back to about 1985, 1986. I was one of those folks in college who did theater and did music and did politics and did a little bit of all of that. So when I went to work in corporate America, I joined the NAACP and shared those things that I did in college with that corporate awareness and brought it to the NAACP as I worked through corporate America. And so it's helped a lot in terms of being able to be president of a branch and serve on the national board and work with a number of the branches.
That sounds
in the
pretty
public.
impressive. The president of the branch. That's pretty impressive, right?
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. So,
It's a lot of work.
you think about these titles, and I see this type of a publication, and your name is on the back of it. Let me show everyone again. Your name is on the back of it. That's more than a notion. I mean, I was a pastor's wife, so just to get folk to make the fried chicken on time and get it back to, get it to church and getting the ushers to do the ushering and that's more than a notion. And that's a church, a local church. So now you're talking about a chapter of the NAACP in Los Angeles and Beverly Hills, the president of that, and you also have the initiative around theater.
Yes. Well, let me first of all say that NAACP, as presidents and officers within the organization, we're all volunteers. We don't get paid to
Again,
do this.
church.
This is something that we do because for many of us, it's a way of promoting and giving back to our community.
Absolutely.
So the good news is there the various, corporate kinds of things that I learned and activities that I had an opportunity to participate in. I now have a chance to share it back into my community in terms of being able to help to develop it. And so being a member of the Beverly Hills Hollywood branch and working closely with the industry in terms of the Hollywood industry, there are lots of things that come to us that we want to do in terms of enhancing our community and enhancing the awareness of the Hollywood community with folks that want to really know more about it. Therefore, as the Beverly Hills Hollywood branch of the NAACP, we have an opportunity to share, and thank goodness we have relationships with the folks that you see here, and they have the professionalism about them that we now have an opportunity to bring these folks into the forefront and have them share their experiences, their real life experiences with people who are very much interested in having this become their lives
Now,
or
are you
learning
all
more about
members
the
of the
trades of their
NAACP?
lives.
No. Show off.
Take care of that problem.
Josh, you are too, right?
Ma'am.
Okay, so you're a member of the NAACP. All right, so you guys are doing sort of a in-reach.
Well, I've been
For-
affiliated with them for years. I don't know why I'm not a member, to tell you the truth.
What does that actually mean, membership?
Right.
A membership starts at $30, and it can go all the way up to a lifetime membership at $750 or $1,500 or $2,500. And really, all of this money goes back into the program development. The NAACP is probably more prevalent today than at any other time in history in terms of people rights, the economic empowerment of the communities we live in, the social well-being, the need for changes, and a host of different manners is really what the NAACP is all about. And wherever your community is, there's some 1,500 branches across the United
Like I
States.
said, my relationship with him was in
Yeah.
Westchester County, New York.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what White Plains, and I don't know if that was a different branch. I just remember Mary Hinton and Arcielo King
Mm-hmm.
dragging me to those meetings when I was a kid. That's what I remember. But it was important
Yes.
because I was exposed to things. I heard about things. I heard about names that were not just words in a history book anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They made them alive.
So when people come to Hollywood and want to know the real deal, we go to the professionals.
That's right.
And we put them in front of you and we say, let's have a workshop and have you tell people the real deal about Hollywood, the real sense, the real feelings. What does it take to be a playwright? You know, how many hours does Cosman spend, and how does he get his project out in front of the world in
Yes.
terms of doing it? We should be proud of the Cosman Russells and the Alana for all of the
are,
things
for
that
sure.
they do in terms of being real people, sharing real experiences.
I mean,
and
so
lifetime
generous. I mean,
dreams.
to be here in the studio today and really supporting this organization, that's amazing to me. That's very generous.
Absolutely. And while I'm not a charter member or a financial member of the NAACP, I have certainly had a relationship with specifically the Beverly Hills Hollywood branch of NAACP for since 1998, working very closely with Ron Hassan and his staff and other members in regards to presenting workshops, seminars, talking to them about different aspects of theater and things to look for in regards to when the committee, the NAACP committee, goes out to evaluate plays for nominations for lead actors, actresses, supporting actors, actresses, the content of the script, the production quality, so on and so forth, and all of the behind-the-scenes aspects of producing plays. I've worked very closely, again, with the organization
has.
and given them ideas or insight as to what to look for on a professional level.
And see, that right there is not quantifiable in the area
Right.
of monetary value, right?
That's right.
That is not quantifiable. I mean, you can put a price tag on your time and your talent and your resources. So thank you so much. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much. And thank you, because this is what I really want to emphasize right now for the next few minutes, is there is a membership involved, that you can become part of an organization that is about change,
Yes.
showcasing the talent within our community, making resources available to the next generation. There's something that can be done right now. So whether we're actors, and I just found out IT professionals, right, Josh? There's something that we could be doing.
Sure.
Right, on behalf of community and organization. So let me ask you a hard question.
Certainly.
How does this translate to results within these local communities?
Well, our community, Beverly Hills Hollywood, that is our community. When you talk about actors, actresses, you talk about the Hollywood industry and what happens. For the community of Beverly Hills Hollywood, that is our community. So what we do is representative of that community. However, wherever you are, there are industries, there are social, economical issues, there are health issues, all of which is also a part of our branch that we also are involved with. The Theater Awards is a part of what we do. We run some 8 different programs that deal with
But
the
this
various
is unique
aspects.
to Los Angeles,
Certainly.
right?
Well, actually, it's unique to the United
It's the
States
United-
because,
I mean, that's what I mean. It's a distinction,
yes.
because I've never heard of this before. So the last thought I had when you guys left last week was, gosh, you guys should tour this with the NAACP, because there's no one else doing it within an organization, but yet you sort of, I mean, I think like a marketer, right? You have a built-in audience nationwide, so why not do this everywhere, right? From branch to branch, or city to city.
Well, understand there are probably 8 major theater festivals
Okay.
across the United States. Where we're fortunate here is that we have these great professionals that live here, that are a part of this community, that are wanting to be able to, and many people who come here expecting to become rich and
They
famous
aspire.
in this community. And we're fortunate enough to have people like Cosman and Alana that
That's
they
awesome.
can then share their experiences, what it's really like to be there. You know, you think that this is something that you want to do. Do you really know what it takes?
Do you really know? That right there is a mouthful.
Absolutely.
In a
Absolutely.
time of, America's got something, and so
Yes.
you thinking can whatever. You have these microwave generation. They just want to be famous
Performance,
instantly. And I remember being a kid and just getting tired of going to lessons, and my grandmother, oh, you got to go play your flute 4 hours. 4 to 5 hours a day. We were practicing whatever it was. Plus, we had our real life and our grades and our chores and everything else that we had to do. And I look at these kids today, and I'm like, you have no chops, none. And so I'm glad that you guys are actually being the demonstrative and explaining this to the next generation, because I don't know why I'm not famous. Like, oh my God, I like sing on YouTube. That's what I hear. That's not it. There's a commitment to your craft. There's a commitment to the talent. And then, there's also that fine line, because I was joking with Kim last week that, some of us who are committed, like I met Kim through, I guess Melina invited him, Melina Gay, and she and I always talk about the fact that there's this craft, you have to take your classes and everything else, but then when you take a whole bunch of classes like I did, I became sort of a snob. It's like, you're not a musician, you're not an artist, but you have to stay relevant too to be in the middle of pop culture. So I think when we get back, I really would like to start capturing some sound bites for the next generation. Is that okay with you guys?
Absolutely.
Hey, Lawrence Adisa, he's my guest today. Did you know that the NAACP had this for people like you?
No, I didn't. I'm glad
He's a filmmaker. He's the director of a movie called The Love Section. So I thought it'd be interesting for you to see what your community is about in the area of giving back to community. You like it?
On November the 7th, we're doing a program with SAG-AFTRA where we're having a panel of movie producers.
No, there you go.
And
I love connection and community.
again, what we like to do is to get those people that are masters in the craft to then have panels where they can share their experiences with people that are coming into the craft, the people that are trying to understand various aspects of the craft that they're a part of.
Now, see, that might just be a natural connection, right?
Very
We're
much
going to
so.
take a quick break here on Tina Speaks. We'll be right back.
Craft, the people that are trying to understand various aspects of the craft that they're a part of.
I see that might just be a natural connection, right?
Very
We're
much
going to
so.
take a quick break here on Tina
This
Speaks. We'll be right back.
Is a warrior's chant. The sound of the battle, the cry, a movement of people.
That are trying to understand
This is
various
our way
aspects
to
of the
freedom.
I see that might just be a natural connection, right? We're going to take a quick break here on Tina
This
Speaks. We'll be right back.
Is a warrior's chant. The sound of the battle, the cry, a movement of people. This is our way to freedom.
It's time to get free. The world solution,
The sound of the
movement of people. It's
Okay, we are back, and this is Tina Speaks, and we're having this wonderful conversation with the NAACP, the theater group, and they're representing Beverly Hills, Hollywood. Those three things right there, just add them together. It gets your brain sort of going. Got to stay very focused in the conversation. But what I would like to do is, for the beautiful people that are sitting here, wisdom sound bites for someone who's aspiring to be on television, be on stage, be on film. We start with you, Aloma.
I'm going to start with something very basic. In this industry, there's so much money being spent to develop that gift. Being on time, very basic. 15 minutes ahead of time is on time.
That's right.
Because it costs them a lot of money to do this. And they can bring somebody in who is less of an actor, but who is punctual.
That's true.
And easy to get along with. You ain't got no tube. Even tube. That's enough. I got a whole bunch to say, but we on sound bites. I'm going to leave it alone for the time being.
We have to come you back so we can do it again. Cosman?
Commitment to the craft. You alluded to it earlier. Training. Just understanding that you must go out and train and prepare for this journey. Commitment to your craft.
Yes. And basically, what the two of them have said, I would put it at staying focused, sticking with your dream. If that is your dream, stay focused to your dream. And then in turn, those things that help that dream get you to that dream are what you should be about. Focus is important.
Focus is critical.
Never give up your dream. If that's your dream, stick with it until you get there.
And stay away from dream killers. Stay away from dream killers, right? They just suck the energy out of every room. You know when they come in, it's just energy sucks. Fun suckers, that's what I call them. You can identify them. And focus. You know, it's an interesting thing that you said, focus. I like to use acronyms to remember things. And when I'm teaching, because I do a lot of coaching, I say break it down into something that's easy to remember. And focus. Focus on continuously uprooting stops, saboteurs, and Satan. Right? So the word Satan, you know, we get all freaky about that. It just means the one that comes between you and God.
Yes.
Right? So stops, things that are inside of you that would stop you from pursuing your dream. Saboteurs, things that are outside of you that will get in your way. And then Satan, the thing that makes you forget that you are committed and born to do this thing from the very foundation of the earth. That's focus for me.
Okay.
For me.
Good. That's good.
That kept me on my game. When I would go, why am I doing this? There's a lot of people who do. Oh, that's right. I was created to do this. Okay, let's
There
keep
you
moving.
go.
Right.
Just keep moving. All right, over there. How are you, mister?
Fine.
I think you're going to share with us what's really happening so people can just get their pen and piece of paper right now and write down these dates.
Yes, please grab your pens and paper. Okay, on the 23rd of August, which is tomorrow evening, we will have Bachelor Party, which is written by Don B. Welch, starring Kenny Lattimore, Flex Alexander, Lattice, and a couple of more in there. I can't remember at the time, but
What time does that start?
that show will start at 8 p.m.
Okay, so what are the chances of the cast coming here and we do a pre-show interview?
We could try to work that out.
You see my little
maybe.
face?
Don't know. Don't put me
It's
to
right
that.
next door, isn't it?
No.
Oh, no.
No.
This is the other
This one is
location.
going to be at the Wilshire E. Bell
Okay.
at
okay.
8 p.m. Then on the 24th is our actual festival in Lamert Park. We'll have workshops by Pat Belcher, Michael Shepard,
Yeah, I was reading the itinerary for that. looked
Tony
like something.
Thomas. We have quite a few people coming to perform. Barbara Roberts. If I'm leaving anybody out, remind me, Ron.
You're doing good.
Ms. Delahaye,
Boss
Roger
says
E.
you're doing good.
Mosley from Magnum PI.
Okay.
Okay, we have a lot of goodies at the festival to show. We're featuring the 10-minute play segment, and that's going to be held at the Regency West,
Okay.
and that'll be from 1 to 3 p.m. Cosman Russell's featured play is in
Who's
our
that,
segment.
Cosman Russell? I don't know
Russell
who
is the
that
guy
is.
sitting across the room. The mediation. They will be featured on
That just
both
sounds so
Saturday,
stalwart.
the 24th,
Mediation.
and Sunday, the 25th.
Okay.
So the closing play that we have, which will be right next door at the Rogue on Pico, 5041 West Pico Boulevard. One Night in Miami, which was written by Kemp Powers.
Okay.
Very nice gentleman. I just spoke with him today. He's so excited. He has a great show to show us. So hopefully everybody will come out, support us, come out into the festival for the 10-minute plays. If you don't want to participate, at least get a chance to learn what it's all about.
That's right.
We're the platform for you guys. We set the stage and you just do the work. You have a chance to network with other producers, writers, actors who are very popular today. You go to the workshops and you'll learn how to produce a play, how to write a play,
And that's important.
how to do the logistics for a play.
Yep. Josh, we haven't forgotten you.
So yes, please come out and support us. The 10-minute plays are just $5, and you get to see 10 plays on Saturday and
wow.
10 on Sunday.
That's amazing. That sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun, like a whole weekend.
Yes.
The whole
The
weekend.
whole weekend.
The whole
You can
weekend.
have
We
your
invite the
all
whole
your
community.
social activities locked down in one weekend. You can learn a new craft. You can meet new people. You can have a good time, and you can do something that most people don't even talk about anymore. Go to the theater. Go
Correct.
to the theater. Being raised in New York, of course, I was spoiled by being able to go to Broadway and off Broadway, and that was always very special for me. Very, very special. When me and my mom would get all dressed up, and I'd get my little gloves, my little, play gloves, and we went to the opera. We had the opera gloves. It was this very, very special thing. It made a big difference as a child that even though I went back home to the projects, I didn't live there.
Yeah.
Right? I thought about Kathleen Battle, right? Her voice was angelic. I thought about Leotine Price, and I thought about Othello, and I thought about all the different theaters and how beautiful they were when I walked in. Like I went to Lincoln Center and I went to the Winter Garden Theater. Those things, though I sort of lived in this environment, I didn't live there. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It made
it
a huge difference for me as a child. Even the first time I saw Pygmalion, or I saw Audrey Hepburn in the same movie, My Fair Lady, and she'd do her accent, and I would sit there and go, I washed my hands and face before I came here, I did, just to copy her. As a child, it brings texture to you.
Right.
So for the parents who are watching, please understand that this is not just some boring thing you got to do with your kid. This is actually introducing them to a world of possibility. When it comes to skills internally, when it comes to fun, even imagination for the child to be able to dream beyond their circumstances and to aspire to get the skill sets to build towards that vision. That is critical in life.
Exactly.
Critical for building future.
One of our plays will be 10-minute plays is from one of our AXO students, who is a junior in high school, who wrote a play and took it to the national AXO competition and won a silver medal. And he's going to be doing his play in a 10-minute play in the festival.
And he's in junior high?
In high school. He's
in
a
high school.
junior in high school.
So he's like 16, 17 years old.
Yes.
Yes.
And he's being honored in this way.
Yes.
Keelan
So he doesn't have
Bowers.
to wait till he's old and gray. So some of the kids who are watching, you can live it now. You can do it now.
2 years ago, one of our students who won was on Broadway in Mamma Mia.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Mamma Mia.
and he won in theater 2 years ago. So, there's something for everyone that are young and inspired in it and are seasoned like our Cosman Russells.
Speaking of which, in regards to on a national level, Oprah Winfrey. I had the opportunity years ago myself and James Pickens Jr., who plays, what's the character he plays on Grey's Anatomy? He plays the chief. And James Pickens and I went to school together, and we acted together in plays. And we were in this national competition called National Association of Dramatic and Speech Arts when we were 18 years old. Oprah Winfrey was one of the performers there. And I just remember that that's where her journey began, and she laid the foundation of becoming an actress, and we know who Oprah is today. So.
And boy, is she an actress.
Absolutely.
Boy, is she formidable in that role. And has
Absolutely.
been since the onset of what we know as her public career. 'Cause
Absolutely.
She started way before that.
And
Absolutely.
we gave James Pickens the Trailblazer Award last year in our theater awards.
Oh, wow.
Samuel Jackson presented it to him.
Oh, just Samuel Jackson? You can get someone famous?
Yes, Sam.
Sam, that's my man.
Got it. Okay, Josh, you're not off the hook. I need to know, what does an IT guy do in the midst of this incredible weekend of theater? What are you doing?
Well, along with taking care and maintaining the office computer
Wow.
and computer network.
Which is everything, because they're
which is
everywhere.
Everything. Also assist in putting forth any type of digital publications that we need, as well as assisting
digital.
behind the scenes with sound, lights, etc., video to capture those special moments when these
Okay, so you're that
shows.
guy. You're the guy that makes sure the technology is working.
Yeah, behind the
You're
scenes.
important. You know how important you are? That's like air. That's like air. Otherwise, we see nothing, we hear nothing. I think you should show up, okay? Just
Yes.
don't take a day off. It's important.
Oh, that's impossible.
Thank you. Thank you for your contribution, because that means no matter what is going on in a production, there's always something for someone to do.
Exactly.
There's always something. Just because you see the actors on the stage, you may not be able to act, but if you have a gift like Josh and you're contributing to this wonderful event, you're just as valuable as being on the stage and reading the lines.
In many instances, he's even more valuable because if the lights don't come on, you can't see us.
That's a good one.
This is very, very true. Well, on that note, I want to thank you guys again for being here as an organization. Thank you so much, Mr. Kim Jackson.
Thank you,
for
Miss
making it
Tina
happen.
Michelle.
I enjoy you guys, and we're going to keep talking and plugging so that people are aware of what you guys are doing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys, this is a wrap. Another day, another week on Tina Speaks. Make sure you go and get this information, get the ticket, get involved, join the organization, volunteer. We need you to show up. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you next time.